Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot and welcome to the general reading for April for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you don't know what your rising sign is, as ever, there's a link in the description down below to get yourself a birth chart and find out what it is. It's a good one to know. You should always watch your rising sign. But as with a lot of these readings, I would say watch your Sun, your Moon and your Rising. If you only get time to watch one, watch your rising. So general reading rules apply. Timing is far from absolute, as it always is with tarot. If someone else appears in the reading, then, well, theoretically I can get mixed up. It doesn't happen very often, but I don't see the people, I see the energies and the actions. And so it can happen, but not very often. And normally when I think there's a chance of it, I will say. So this is not a reading for all Scorpios on the planet. The reading either is for you or it isn't. There's a past and a present on the spread, and if the past and the present don't fit, don't try and make it fit. Go and watch your moon, go and watch your rising, see if they are more appropriate for you. But in the meantime, ask a question. Before I start with the cards, take a moment, think about all the questions that are around you, focus on one of them, but be aware of all of them because the cards will answer whatever they please and not necessarily what you or I think is the highest priority issue. Finally, there's also a link down there, just before or just after the Linktree link, for the Facebook page for this channel. I post these videos, obviously, because YouTube notifications, I don't put a lot of stock in them anymore. You've probably heard my rants about that before. And also I like to share, when I remember, all the astrology weather forecast type videos, because they're a useful resource. I admit I haven't been consistent on that recently, but I'm trying to build that back up. That's it. That's all of my waffle. So 2¼ minutes, not bad. I'm trying to keep it shorter and shorter nowadays. Oh, that Facebook page, there's an inbox. So if you want to contact me for a personal reading, that's the way that you do it. Right, let's bring the cards up. Now, this is all about, Scorpio, you taking charge. That's the only way that I can see it. There's you may be feeling like you're a little bit defensive at the moment, wanting to protect things. Should I go ahead with my plans or not? Am I being tempted in a wrong direction? We have a devil card here and a devil card of how other people are influencing you. So I'm wondering, has someone made you some form of offer? The reason that I'm saying this is look at the base of the deck. We have the King of Cups, so there's an emotional resolution. We have the King of Pentacles, so it's a grounded, practical plan, something that can move forward. Both quite caring and nurturing individuals, but a little more active. You know, they're not just going to be reactive, but the King of Pentacles is a builder. And the King of Cups is saying, okay, we're building now. I'm okay with that. And Two of Swords. So there's some decision that you're coming up to where, well, the reason I want to say this is you're well aware that there's things that you do not know. So do I do it? Do I not do it? Everything that I'm doing right now is subject to the vagaries of chance. I don't know whether it's going to be good or I don't know whether it's going to be bad. Do I dare? I'm wanting to protect everything with this Four of Pentacles here. Do I really, really dare go ahead with this? And on first glance of all this, yes, because you've been thinking about it for long enough. Ace of Cups here. What's that? Page of Wands. Somebody has inspired you to start moving on something that has long meant a lot to you. But that comes from well, this is interesting. The distant past, this is what I call the relevant past. So this could be something that happened last week, last year, or when you were 7. It's the important thing about it is it's not necessarily a causal past to where you are now, but it's where you have learned a lesson in the past, which either you're using at the moment and you should stop it, or that you've learnt this in the past and really you should listen to it. One or the other. We'll see, because it looks like there was a time where you were feeling like you had, yeah, look at this. You had, with a 10 of coins, you had everything. You had a good, firm foundation. You had that sense of community, that sense of what I want to say is a personal treasure. And I'm not necessarily feeling that whole family vibe that you can get from the 10 of Pentacles. Not with this one, that's for certain. It's more, look at all those nice gold coins in my drawer. It's these are skills, bits of information, knowledge that just means so much to you. And on the basis of those, more and more wisdom is coming in. Star card here, setting you on a path that you were working towards something. You were doing the same thing day in, day out, and getting better and better and better at it. And then there was some form of loss. Things moved quickly and you were feeling without. And with this Queen of Wands here, there's many ways I could interpret that. That sense of loss, that sense of feeling without could be as a result of something that you did or you feel. I think that's a better way. It's a very feelings card, 5 of Cups. You feel like it was something that you manifested yourself, that you just, it wasn't whatever you were trying to build. It started from such a good space, you didn't have enough, you couldn't carry it out. Something changed, something came and upset it. But let's be honest, that events got out of control. This is the 8 of Wands, so fast speed. There's events, fast speed. But I'm seeing, I don't know if you can see that on the camera, those spectral hands that are trying to grab at those wands, and they're made of mist. They ain't going to succeed in catching those wands. Those wands are going to churn ahead anyway. So I'm rather feeling that maybe this was something that events changed that were beyond your control. But I'm also feeling quite good about this Queen of Wands, because it's showing that your belief that you manifested that, and hey, maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Maybe if whatever mistake you saw that you had made, if you hadn't have made it, things would have still have turned out exactly the same way because of outside forces. So I honestly feel that although you took it as a loss, it was in a way a victory for you. Maybe it was shaping your plan, your dreams, what you're trying to do. With this next guy, yes, that was a shaping experience. That was a practice run for whatever it is that you want to be doing this time. We've got the Ace of Cups. This is starting the more recent and causal past. Ace of Cups clarified by the World and the Sun. Happy, happy, joy, joy. The World, all the elements going with you. And the Ace of Cups, a new dream that is surging you forward, that created a lot of change in your life. Now, I just want to say that I know that there's a death card under here as well, or time trapper card, as I call it in this deck, which will only mean anything to you if you know your Legion of Superheroes. But there's that change that has started recently is not over. It is still going on. We have Death, the Empress, the Fool. There's a lot of major arcana in all of this, isn't there? 2 there, all 3 here. You've just gone through, or are still going through, let's see what else turns up, a really pivotal shaping time. I wanted to say shaking time for some reason. I don't know if that's relevant, but I think there's a shaking away of all this. Oh, woe is me, poor me. It's gone wrong, and look at what I've lost, and I'm just keeping hold of these last two goblets because they're all I've got left. Yeah, that would explain this Four of Pentacles feeling here of wanting to protect everything. But whatever is whispering, do it to you, is good advice here. It's clarified here from the demon. This devil is clarified here from the demon possessed tarot with the sun, represented here by the goetic spirit Boone, or Boone, makes one rich, smart, and well spoken. Gathers spirits at tombs and changes the places of the dead. Now, that really leapt out to me there, changing the places of the dead. Those things that you thought were finished, that you thought you had lost, maybe not so finished. Maybe not so finished in a good way. It's the Sun card when all's said and done. And Death, the World, Death, the Empress, the Fool, whatever your big plan was, has recently had a new lease of life, a new fire coming up within you. And there's no fire cards there, but that's what I feel. But let's be honest, as much as your mind or your heart or your soul was going, let's do it, progress has been slow. But the reason, another new beginning, so Fool in this pile, Ace of Coins in this pile. So whereas you felt there was a new beginning recently, it's real. With that Ace of Coins, it's a real practical new beginning that's been going on. And with the Ace of Swords, the reason that you have been able to go as fast as you would like is that you are needing clarity. And you also, I think, you was needing, this Nine of Swords here, you were needing a bit of time to get rid of that sense of loss and that sense of, oh, this is going to fail, this is all going to go horribly wrong. I don't think it is. We have Nine of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, Three of Wands. So, you're putting the work in, or have been putting the work in, but you are worried, Nine of Swords. You are worried that the ships ain't going to come in, even though they are and you can see them. Or even though I can't see any on this card. But there is a sense within you of, this is going to mature. I can see those. It's more, less than seeing actual results. It's more signs and portents. And I'll tell you why I'm getting this. We've got the High Priestess of Spirit from the Wisdom of the House of Night Oracles deck, which I never read the books, but I love this deck. I love it. For some reason, it really speaks to me. But if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I love interacting with fictional entities. And this is all apparently a fictional version of the goddess Nyx from the House of Night young adult fiction series that I know nothing about, but it sounds like Twilight, to be quite honest. And Nyx in this is not just the goddess of night, she's the mother of vampires, which no, she's not, but not in the real world, but in that world that she is. And this High Priestess of Spirit is telling you to, at least I think she is, according to what I've read in the little handbook with it. This High Priestess of Spirit is pointing out to you how everything is totally interconnected. And Leliel, the Angel of Night, or you've got that sense of Nyx with that creative void, but also Leliel is heralded by starlight. It's how you see some things, you see glimmers of things. The meditation on her, let me see if I can find it. The meditation on her is really right. Is really symbolic of how I'm saying that you've got a sense of this could be something. This really could be something. There's something here. And anyone else looking in was going to be, where? I can't see anything. What are you talking about? And I don't think they will see things yet. And so that you are going through a period of balance of wanting to strive ahead with whatever this plan is and the needs of the real world. You know, whenever you might be planning on setting up your own business and you're seeing all the good signs and you're doing the work in the background, but nevertheless, you still need to go to your day job to pay the rent. So Leliel, angel of night, a fleeting spirit who dances across the sky, beautiful but aloof. Stars fill the tresses of Leliel's hair. The night passes whether we are lost to quiet murmurs of sleep or staring out at a darkened expanse of sky. For everything you see, there are 1,000 things unseen. You witness the glimmer, the gleaming of what is truly there. Leliel passes from star to star, filling the night with light. One would think the darkness Leliel's realm, however, it is starlight that heralds her arrival. And we had that star card, where was it? It was here right at the very beginning. So it's linking back to that original inspiration all those years ago. Because what I think you're working on now, it's more like a childhood dream that's coming back into focus, but with more adult eyes and plans than it is sort of something that you thought of last week. This has been a long-term gain, long-term aim that you are fleshing out and seeing mature in ways that as a kid you wouldn't have ever thought of, because hey, you was a kid. You know, there's yeah, that's it for Leliel. But we've also got the Lady of the Lake, who is very much about standing your own. Get my teeth in. Sorry, standing in your own integrity and deciding how you are going to define things as according to your will as you are moving forward. But also, what I get from that's what the book meaning of it, but what I also get from the Lady of the Lake is there is a how do I put it? A mission, a sense of mission. Sorry, my computer just did something weird at me then. There's that sense of mission, and that is very much prevalent in that first pile of cards, very much prevalent in this Ace of Cups, and in this very recent past. But you've been stressing. So at the moment, you're trying to balance everything that you possibly can. And I think that you're actually achieving that balance and you are making more success, Six of Wands here, than what you might necessarily think you are with all this Nine of Swords and the stressy. It's almost like right now you are starting to see those, whatever you saw the glimmer of, coming even more into fruition, into the real world, into the physical world, physical day-to-day life. And the other thing that springs to mind, I was watching, what's his name, Chris, Minnow Pond. And he was saying that the Six of Wands card for him is very much a card that says, keep going. Now, that when he said it, that makes sense to me. I've never seen it that way before, but that makes a lot of sense to me. But certainly in the span of this reading, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Yes, you have to be very, very careful with the decisions that you're making right now on where to put your energy. Because it has been slow progress, and because of outside factors, you are wanting to defend everything. But we also have that. I asked what God force is interested in Scorpio this month. We've got Metis with wisdom. And that is telling me two things. One, use your wisdom, but two, that you can trust the, when you're working out what really is the wisest thing to do here, and you can trust the decisions that you come to. You're going to have to be strategic, and you're going to go into, oh, I've never had that before, Seven of Swords, going into new territory. Because, so here we have, and this is the time that you're coming in, here's that King of Cups again. Underneath Seven of Swords and the Tower, something is going to fall down, but something falls down, and I feel like Seven of Coins straight after it, something falls down and you're like, good, that's not going to be taking up my time anymore. That's not going to be in the way anymore. So to continue that image, say you were, are you going to go ahead with starting your own business? Yeah, but you've been all this defensive all the time. It's like, do I dare right now? Do I go ahead with this business right now? And then you lose your job. So the only choice you have is to go ahead with this business because there's nothing else there. And when all said and done, you've done the prep work. So something, if it was a partnership reading, you'd been maybe getting on very, very well with somebody else. But you also had a significant other, and then something happens between you and the significant other. One of you storms out and slams the door behind you for good, and that opens the path for this other person who's been, it's not going to be that, it's me, it's not a relationship reading. But again, that's the same shape of energies that we've got going on here. But the reason why I don't think it's a relationship reading is, from the Quantum Oracle, we've got planning and action. So I'm sorry, but relationships are not something that you can necessarily apply such techniques as planning and action towards. I feel like there is a lot of plans that you've already got sorted with these 2s and 3s of Wands. And then also we have Yariel of the Dominions, which is, now, this is about taking charge, something about rulership, I remember that it said, and this has the tiniest print. The ruling angel represents a person capable of taking a situation, business, country, etc. in hand. Taking charge. So, accepting that you can do it, accepting that it's the right thing to do, and taking charge of it is the summation of all of the oracle cards and the story that we've seen. So now we've got to the present. So you know by now whether this is answering your question or not. But you will be receiving... you will be receiving the rewards. Harvest is the word that I'm looking for, from the work that you've put in. And I think that there has been a lot of work being put in, both in here and quite possibly practically as well. It needs to be, and I think it already is, dedicated to some form of higher ideal, some form of moral code that you have in there, or maybe some form of religious stroke spiritual experience where an angel came down to you and said, you really should open up a chemist's, or or whatever. And what you manifested before, now I need the right words to say this. There is a link to what you manifested before, but not in this 5 of Cups pile, but in this original one. This But there is, if you were going to be convinced that you could make a mistake to mess it all up, and now you know what the mistake was, and therefore you ain't going to do that again, so now you can manifest the good things with it. That Queen of Wands wasn't bad. The only way it was bad is where you'd been deceiving yourself that something was your fault when no, no, it's not your fault if the economy collapses or there was a car accident somewhere, or the planes crashed into the Twin Towers, or what have you, and that had a knock-on effect to whatever you were doing. That's an outside event that, yes, you were caught in the ripples of. But what you were manifesting, and when I say manifesting, I'm not meaning that in a woo-woo sense. I'm meaning that in a, you paint a picture, you are manifesting that picture, but is you picking up the brush, putting it to the paint and putting it to the canvas. So it's something that you're working on. It's manifesting without all the hippie woo-woo with it. So don't think your time of planning has finished, because you are going to be called to step up your game. Page of Pentacles here. Level 1 complete, start level 2. And this is supported as long as you are maintaining a balance. There's a lot of balance cards here. Where we have the High Priestess somewhere. We've got the Two of Pentacles here. Was the High Priestess with it? Yeah, High Priestess with the Two of Pentacles here. There is a lot of balancing going on, but that again, that's what Metis is talking about, is making those correct decisions, because you are having support. So some upcoming close disaster or something breaking is not a disaster. It is freeing you up. And now this is interesting. 3 of Cups, the Wheel, 8 of Cups. Now, all of this with 7 of Swords, 8 of Cups, this looks to me like a continuation of going into new territory. You've got this dream, you're setting up this dream, you're starting to manifest this dream, you've got that pesky day job out of the way so that you can open your own business and have the time to dedicate to it. But you're going to find yourself taking this one idea, or one plan, one aim, into totally new territory. That will be supported. And this Wheel of Fortune here, I'm feeling really quite chuffed about it. Now, these 2 piles represent either 1 or 2 alternate futures. It could be an alternate future that you want to grab hold of, or it could be an alternate future that you want to run away from as fast as you possibly can and need to do everything. But there's remember why you are doing this idea. Remember that clarity, that Ace of Cups, the full-on dream, the falling in love with doing this idea. Because if it becomes a burden, it's going to tire you out. And again, that's why there is that element of balance. So when you are throwing yourself into this project, absolutely keep going, yes. But when you're throwing yourself into it, do not throw yourself into it 150%. Because there isn't 150% of you. There's only 100 of you. And then you also need to rest, eat, have some social interaction, feed your mind and soul as well as your belly. It's all that makes a lot more sense of what all those, especially this Temperance Angel here, and what all those balance cards were talking about. It's, yeah, go ahead with it. Go ahead with it. Full steam. Full steam only needs to be 60% of your effort, 60% of your time, because there are other things in the world as well as what you are doing. So as much as it's superb, what you're doing, absolutely superb. But don't forget to eat. Don't forget to be nice to people. Don't forget to spend some time with people. Don't forget to have a Netflix and chill night every couple of weeks or something, just to, on one level, give your brain a rest, whatever this project is. Sometimes it will benefit from you not thinking about it. You know how you can, you're mulling over a decision and I've got this option and I know that these will be the results and these are all the variables and these are all the things that support it and detract from it. And then I've got this one and I know the variables and detractors and supporters and what have you. I don't know. Sleep on it. So you've got to give yourself space to sleep on things. So if it is not a burden, because we're starting here with the Magician, which again is lovely. It's not a burden. It's something that you are taking charge of. You are pretty much doing it on your own, to be quite honest. You've got the support of friends, but that's the support of friends. That's people saying, yeah, go on. Tell you what, you go and do your thing. I'll cook tea tonight. That's the support. Not you go and do your thing and I'll come and help you. And the support of, okay, you might be a bit skint, I'll cook tea tonight. All the sort of the support that friends can give without them getting drawn in to your master plan, whatever your master plan is. Because it is important that it is you doing it pretty much on your own. That's where you get the results. So Magician and Empress here with the Nine of Pentacles, or rather Empress and Nine of Pentacles with the Magician. So that's the future to go for. The moment it's starting to feel like a burden, you're doing it wrong, because you're going to get cheesed off with it. So let's see what other people are. People are confused by what you are doing, and they are. There's a certain amount of finality. Now, whatever this tower is, there is a finality with someone. Ten of Swords can be to me, a kind of transformation. Not so much in this deck, but in a couple of Tarot Apocalypsis, for example. But there's a satisfaction that whatever it was that has finished, that it's finished now. And I don't mean a satisfaction like, oh, goody, I've lost my job. I mean a satisfaction that you get when you come to the end of a book and that you've read the whole book, or that you've done a project and the project arrives completion. You've had launch night and then you go home and you sit back and you go, we did really well there. Or whatever. There's that sense of accomplishment, of finality. But some people around you are very much confused by what you're doing and trying to confuse you so that they can share that confusion with you. How nice of them. Just give them time. They either will understand or they won't, and there is nothing you can do one way or another that will change that. So, hopes and fears. Is it going to come to become too much for me? Am I going to get bored of this? Am I being guided by this? Am I creating Nine of Wands again? So we've got the Nine of Wands in that bad future. So all the bad things that you think can happen, they're what you're scared of. Well done, Sherlock, there, right? Four of Cups. Am I correct in listening to this guidance, or am I just trying to fill in my board time? Now, to start off with, you're not going to be well off with this, whatever it is. So it's not instant results. There is a period of poverty, but there's also a period of security and guidance. Someone pointed out, and I think it was Chris and Minnow Pond again, Five of Pentacles can be someone receiving the assistance. They're going into the church. They're here. She's holding her bowl out, ready to receive some soup. You know, or even some coin, you know. But the light from that window can also represent the divine guidance. Now, there was a divine, yes, Oracle of Heaven and Hell, Kahatel, with divine blessings. So I think that whatever it is that you're trying to do is going to go along better than what you currently believe it is. I think that the world may well be pushing you into a corner to get on and do it because of that Tower card that's coming up. But that's okay, because you've already mapped out what it is that you're going to do. You're just like, do I do it? Is it right? Am I doing the right thing? Am I deceiving myself? Well, pretty much soon, I think something is going to be whipped away from you so that you have two choices. Do the thing that you've been thinking about, or do nothing. So, you know, almost like the world's forcing you into a corner. And that's not a bad thing, because it is something that you want to do. It is going to be taking you in a structured way into new territory, where you're going to find that you've got a lot more options than what you believe. And also double 7 here, 7 of Swords, 7 of Cups. So double 7 is something like in angel messages, isn't it? It's something like you're on the right path, or divine blessings. God or the angels are supporting you in what it is that you're trying to do. So all in all, this is positive. So yes, you're taking charge, and there's an element of you might as well do it now before the world makes you do it. So obviously refer that to your own situation, whatever that may mean. If it means anything to you, Scorpio, please do comment down below. It is always good to know that these readings find their home, whoever they are supposed to be with. And like, share, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. Certainly the subscriptions help the channel, and the likes help the channel get seen. So yeah, I'm very, very grateful for those of you that press like and have subscribed already. That's it, Scorpio. You're on a winner here. It just won't feel like it for a while, but basically you're on a winner. All right. Cheers.